Hi guys, Mr. Smith again. I am attaching this to the front of my Screencastify where I'm going to show you a couple things attached to Google Classroom as you hear my kids mumbling in the background. For thumbnails, we're going to be drawing an abstract composition. Now there's more details in the rest of this video, but I want to just show you what I mean. So this is just pencil on the back of an old worksheet. And I've got crayons, I've got colored pencils, whatever you have, use what you have. So let's just say I take a ballpoint pen and I've got this square here. And I'm going to be using the imagery that I'm using or just coming up with something abstract in nature. Now we're working with cells. You're going to hear more about that as we get in there. Now I know these look kind of like flowers, but as I start to add elements like shapes, maybe add a little texture, maybe thicken some lines here, I'm going to end up designing, using the images you're going to learn about in just a second, two of these. That's all I'm looking for is two. And they can be this size. Color if you got it, black and white if you don't. So watch on from here. The Screencastify that I have of my lesson coming up here from Google Classroom will tell you some more. And I will see this work attached to Google Classroom. Take a photo, please, and turn that in by 1 week from today. I miss you all. I love you all. I hope you are well, and I will talk to you soon. Hi everybody, it's Mr. Smith. I am here with your color project, part 1 of your color project. Part 7 of your color project? I don't know how many parts we did in class before we were at home. So this is part 1 from home, whether you're doing this in your dining room or in your bedroom or on your roof, whatever. Actually, if you're on your roof, be safe. And you know what? Let me take all that back. Don't go on the roof. That's dangerous. I do not encourage anyone drawing or painting from their roof. Let me just make sure that's clear. Anyway, in Google Classroom, you have this presentation. Now, this presentation has notes that we took in class. Now, a lot of these notes are in your sketchbook. Here you see all of the color families that we talked about. You've got primary colors, whether it's red, blue, yellow in the old style or magenta, cyan, and yellow in the modern style. You've got your complementary colors, opposites, analogous colors, very similar. You've got your warm, fiery colors, your cool, icy colors. There's your 5 color families. You're going to need to know those and use those as we go forward. The project itself. Now here's Color Project Part 1. These are the thumbnails I'm going to ask you to create for next week. Here they are again listed, your 5 color families. These 4 artists, David Goodsell, Clary Reese, Jack Whitten, Angela Canada Hopkins, all Americans, all working in the modern era. They all do paintings based on images they take from cells, so from a microscope or some device where they can look into a cell. Now that's from animals and plants and diseases and viruses, and I know that's a weird coincidence in the modern environment that we're in right now. On this slide, this has your instructions. What I'm expecting you to do right here, 2 thumbnails, squares, where you are going to draw compositions using images, shapes, textures, patterns, value, whatever you can pull from images of cell structures. Now, right over here, you've got this link. Now, if this doesn't work right here, it did! This will take you to the Cell Image Library. The Cell Image Library is really cool. There's some really, really, really wild imagery in here. And a lot of this is from, again, animals and plants and all kinds of things. Bacteria, there's lots of stuff. I want you to just look through, find something that just looks interesting. It doesn't have to connect to anything specific. It doesn't have to actually say or be something meaningful, although that certainly could be. I want a visual that connects to you. So let's say this one. And this to me is a lot of fun. I don't want you to just paint that picture. I want you to use elements of it. Maybe it's some of these shapes. Maybe it's some of these colors. Maybe you take some of these shapes and some of these shapes. You can do lots of different things. But take from there, if you can access this. If you can't, I want you to just stay on an abstract track. Now you're going to draw these 2 thumbnails, squares, in your sketchbook or on a piece of paper or on whatever it is you can draw, with a pencil, with a marker, with a crayon, with a stick with some charcoal on it, whatever, old school sort of thing, whatever you can draw with. Your final project's going to be an abstract painting that comes from this. And I'm saying painting in quotes. We'll see how that looks in a couple of weeks. But whatever you look at, I want you to create your thumbnails as a square. Now, I have 3 examples here. I'm only asking you to do 2. But here are the materials that I scrounged around and found all over my house. Now, I have a lot of art stuff at home. It's what I do. These are crayons. I did this in a sketchbook I have here. But if you don't have a sketchbook, if you don't have crayons, I used a pen right here, a marker, on a piece of a cardboard box that I tore up. Over here, this was just pencil on the back of one of my kids' worksheets. You can see it right here. There's a word search right there that was homework that was discarded, and this was done in pencil. So whatever you can find, whatever you can use, I want you to create 3 thumbnails, 3 ideas. 2 ideas. I said 3 a couple times there. I mean 2. If you do 3, that's great, but I only want 2. So again, images from cells, whether you access from here or you just look at some of these images and start taking shapes, creating what you can put together here as a composition. Think balance, think shape, think color, think value. Put this together, and eventually we're going to take one of these and create something bigger. So this is what I'm looking for next week. Thanks a lot for checking this out. I may put some of this on YouTube as well. I may not. We're all learning how to work these systems right now. So I hope everybody's well. Hope everybody's happy. And I will talk to you soon.